Nick, Josh, congratulations. You guys are in the third and final round of this competition. Now we're sending you back for an easy time at your home forge recreating this iconic weapon from history. The Zhanmadao.
Today we are pre-testing the Chinese Zhanmadao. This is a long blade, by far the longest blade we've ever made. This sword, by its sheer length, was used against cavalry. It's about that slash and follow through like a circular bandsaw, but at a distance.
Measuring nearly 6 feet in length, the Zhanmadao is a massive sword used by the Song dynasty of China. Primarily used defensively against cavalry attacks, this devastating weapon had the ability to stop a charging horse with a single blow. The weapon's long handle design allows for better control and balance while fighting against mounted enemies. This lethal sword is rumored to have been a pivotal weapon for Chinese forces during the Battle of Yanqing, when it was used to defend against nearly 15,000 Jin invaders on horseback.
Testing this is quite interesting on how this sword has to be wielded to be effective. To use it, you really have to think about the function of a long blade, a long handle, and how you're going to move with something this long. It's not a pocket knife. The balance is different. It's a longer weapon. At the same time, to be effective with slashing something this long, you have to use a lot of your legs, your hips, as well as your arms. We pre-tested this weapon on a boar. The closest thing we can get to cavalry, right? That way we can tell what the slashing motion of this weapon can do. Drag it. The first shot alone, you gotta make sure you're very effective. 1, 2, 3. When recovering is something this long, it may take some time to get to another shot. These pre-tests actually allow me a chance to gauge my distancing from the target and from everything around me, and training myself on how to use this weapon to get the desired results for the test that we're going to be doing.
Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck, brother. My name is Nick Meyer. I'm from Elizabeth, Colorado. I retired from the Army in 2012. The transition was challenging, and so blacksmithing and knife making was part of that transitional growth. I really want to get the entire blade shaped out. The blade is rough shaped. Now I can get busy grinding and hopefully by the end of the day to get it quenched. This is going to be a day filled with attention to detail. This is the most nerve-wracking part. This is kind of the make or break moment. So pull it out of the forge, get it in the oil, perfect. I pull it out. I didn't get a curve on it. I need it to have a curve on it because that will allow it to function the way it needs to. I've got to stick it back in the fire and I've got to get it quenched. This is not what I wanted to have happen. So here we go again, quench number 2. It didn't break. Best off, there's a little bit of a curve in it. So I'm gonna start working on my guard. After a lot of file work, I get the guard fit right up to the shoulders. It looks perfect.
My name is Joshua Weiser. I've been bladesmithing for about 2 years. I'm coming on to Forged in Fire because I want to prove to my kids that they have something that they're really passionate about. They can go after it. This is what I'm starting with. Big old piece of 5160. My forge only has about 18 inches. It'll just be working on it a little bit at a time. We got the length. I'm doing about everything I can to try and get it as even as possible, but here we go. Coming out of the quench is going to be a real challenge, so I clamp it down in some 2x4s.
The idea here is to help try and keep it as straight as I can while it cools.
Got the bevel ground in. Now I'm gonna start working on getting this handle fit up. I'll glue these two pieces together, do some sculpting. I'm actually gonna make it a little bit smaller than I would because I plan on doing a wrap. Have a little bit of time left, so start working on shaping the guard. Doing a little fit on the guard. I'm happy with the shape overall. Yeah, that'll work.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the keel test. Well, your Zhanmadaos aren't pocket knives. They definitely look very long. But what kind of lethal damage can they do? To find that out, I will take your weapons, deliver some slashes and killing blows on this boar carcass. Dick, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, Dick, let's talk about your weapon here. Now, the design you have, I was expecting a little bit more of a curve. Because of a straighter blade, it feels more like I'm chopping before I'm drawing. But as you can see, it will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Josh, your turn. So you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Josh, let's talk about your blade here. The balance is good. In as much as I can feel the power in there, I can wield this weapon and develop some speed and power. And the curvature that you have here does exactly what this kind of design is meant to do. Every cut was very deep on this carcass, enough to where it cut all the way through. And more importantly, it'll kill.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to the strength test. Now, to test the strength and overall construction of your blades, I'll be chopping into the pots and into this horse skull. Now, remember, gentlemen, this is not about what your blades do to the targets. This is about what those targets are going to do to your blades. Nick, you're up. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Nick, so there's not really any chipping or rolling that I can feel. It's just sort of just lost its fine edge.
Yes, sir.
Most of these weapons have a bit more of a curve, and this, it's got about as slight a curve as I could call a curve.
Yes, sir.
It's a very, very flexible blade, but it did well, so nicely done.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Josh.
Let's do it.
So Josh, very well crafted blade, which I like. The guard, the dimensions, the size and the shape of the handle, all really beautiful. Unfortunately though, we've got some rolling on the edge of this blade. You hear that? Yes, so you put an incredibly fine edge on this, and it showed in the kill test. But not so good for hitting pots. It's a great feeling weapon, but yeah, it did take that edge damage.
All right, bladesmiths, now it's time to find out how sharp your blades are. This is the sharpness test, the dual Sandman slice. Now, unlike the strength test, this is all about what the edge of your blade does to these Sandmen. Nick, you're up first. Ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Swing! All right, Nick, let's talk about your blade here. As you can see, it cut the arms, cut the legs, disemboweled the rice off the torso. Overall, sir, it will cut.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Josh, your turn. So you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Josh. This is a cutter. Just the design of it really lends itself to really draw cut. The cuts are very deep and they're very clean when you're cutting through. The rolling it took did not affect its cutting ability. So overall, sir, it will cut.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, the judges' deliberation is complete. They've made their final decision. The new Forged in Fire champion is Josh. Congratulations. Nick, your blade didn't make the cut. Doug Markite is going to tell you why.
Nick, the Zhanmadao was designed to be a horse slayer or chopper. The amount of flex you have on your blade and the lack of curvature made it perform less than that of your competitor.
All right, Nick, at this time, please leave the forge. Come on forward, my friend.
I may not be the Forged in Fire champion, but by no means do I consider myself a loser. When it came down to the decision, today just wasn't my day.
Congratulations, Josh. You were the Forged in Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Come on forward, shake our hands.
I'm Forged in Fire champion, and I don't even know what to think right now. It's something that I can show my kids that if you put your mind to something 100%, you can really accomplish something.